Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of We the Ones podcast. I'm your host, Big TD. My co-host, a great brother of mine, Mr. We Promotions himself, T-Bone. T-Bone, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? Y'all, we back. Both took a little
We back.
vacation. News been
Yes.
slow, but it's time to get back into it, man. We got good things in the works.
Yeah, got NFL season coming up, man. We got a lot in store for y'all, man. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, like button, and leave us a comment. We appreciate all the feedback and support. Please go follow our social media pages at We the Ones Pod 2 underscores. We Promotions 1 underscore. Only one TD. Only one TD 2 underscores. All right, man. T-Bone, man. It's been a lot going on, man, since last time we got on here and
Hey, hold
talk,
on, hold
man.
on, hold on, hold on. Before we start. How about them Cowboys?
I was gonna get to that. I was gonna get to that, man. And everybody knew that was the first thing I was gonna say, man. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Micah Parsons requested a trade from the Cowboys. So first thing first, right? I don't like the situation because of how it sounds. Because when it comes out, it just looks horrible. It's embarrassing for the whole organization. It's embarrassing as a fan. Come on. I mean, Micah has done everything that you would want him to be as a model citizen. He stayed out of trouble. I mean, he's got the podcast thing with Bleacher Report. You know, people talk trash about that. He may run his mouth. He's well outspoken, but he has been phenomenal as a football player on the field and off the field. So he's well deserving of a payday, man. But really, man, if you ask me, I really think he really wants to be there. I mean, I don't think he wants to get traded or nothing like that. I think this is just a move to kind of like speed up those contract talks. And hey man, he get his bag, man. He deserves it, man. I really feel like this is like he's trying to get that momentum, kind of build his team up so he can get that payday. Because he's well deserving. What's your take on this?
Similar but different. I think he is trying to get paid, and he wants to be treated as a valuable asset of the organization, of a organization. Now, whether it's the Cowboys or not, that's to be determined. I think he would stay with the Cowboys if the business is right, but if the business is not right, he top five defensive player in the league right now. He can go anywhere and get paid. You know, so I think this is a little bit more serious than what people may think. This is a lot serious, and you also have to think the Cowboys are on the downs. Like they just came off their worst season in the past 5 years, and it might not be getting too much better, depending on how things play out. So he and his agent, they know that, and you don't want to waste that talent, man. You don't want to waste that talent.
Yeah. When you look at it, I mean, he's the type of player that you can't let him go away. This is kind of like if Michael was to get traded, it's kind of like almost similar to like the Luka situation. I mean, it's not the same because two different sports, but you letting a generational talent walk out. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, if this were to go down, I mean, what would that package look like? What I say, what like two first round picks, three first round picks, and maybe a player. I think he can bring that, but I don't think you really want to do that because he's the reason why I like the pass rush room. You take him away, you got Dante Fowler, a rookie, and some other guys that don't even have a name for themselves. So why would you blow that up? Just pay the man the money. You know it's gonna be expensive. If you wanted a cheaper deal, you should have went and gave him that last year. But no, you waited on that. So now you're gonna have to pay the man more. I mean, Miles Garrett then got paid. You waited. TJ got paid. I think Max Crosby get paid?
Yep.
I'm not mistaken.
Miles
So yeah,
Garrett.
yeah, you're gonna have to pay that man. You're gonna have to pay it, whether it's almost 200 million. You have to give it to him, man. Because one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to have problems in your locker room with your other players because of the you let some talent walk away. You don't want to have that, especially if you're trying to win. Like all this stuff right here is messing like with the team. I feel like if you're trying to win, you want to make sure those players are happy. Make sure they get that money right, all that, because at the beginning, that's all that matters. People, you got to think about people got family and stuff to take care of and stuff like that. Who's to say if he doesn't get paid, he goes and get injured, career any injury, and he didn't have his money right. So I feel like, man, it's only right, And I understand Micah, but of course, me as a fan, I don't want to see him get traded. Like, bro, that would really like crush me on here. So
Speaking trades, what do you think his trade value is?
like I said like a couple first round picks, maybe a second and a third. I think he could command three. I think he
I
could
think
command
I think
three.
I think that's low, bro. I think he can really get 2 first-round picks, a couple seconds and thirds, and then a player. Like maybe even 3 first rounders straight up. That dude's a dog and he's young, bro.
He's only 20. I think he's what, 26,
Bro,
25, 26.
he in his peak for at least another 4, 5, 6 years.
I don't like it, man. I don't like it. But I figured this was gonna happen. But the way Jerry Jones and the Cowboys do business sucks. I mean, they did this with who was it? CD first. They did it with Dak twice. They did it with Dak twice. They did it with CD. When they're big time players, it's time for them to get paid. They always act like they're laid back, act nonchalant, like they don't care. Man, just call the agent, man. That was the original problem. They wanted to try and have meetings with Micah. Jerry Jones wanted to have a meeting with Micah about leadership or something like that. And then they got to talking about contracts, stuff like that. Oh, no, 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 no. That's what he pay a agent for. Why are you? He's not about to see him negotiate anything with you. He got one of the best agents in the game, and David Mugaleta? He got the top agent in the game. What is he paying him for? If he's gonna sit here and negotiate a contract with you behind closed doors, nah, you gotta just call the agent, man. What the number's gonna look like. Call the agent and get this done, man, so this dude can be happy to be out there with the team, man. Because
Well,
this is a mess.
let me ask you this: what is Jerry Jones' role? Like as an owner shouldn't even be handling contract negotiations with a player anyway.
The owner
But
and the GM. And then his son, Stephen Jones, the assistant GM. So I feel like this franchise, if this is the way the Joneses do business, I feel like us as fans, we're in a world of trouble because say if something, God forbid, if something happens to Jerry, the Joneses are still going to be doing business. And, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. If that's the way he does business, his kids is going to do business just like that. So, I mean, man, I don't know, but they need to move quickly because
yeah,
we're a month away from the first game, and he's not. Micah's out there. One thing I like about Micah, he's present. He's around the team, but he's not participating like he should. He's like what do they call it? Holding in. He's like
yeah.
he's not in full pass or anything like that, and rightfully so, man. But I don't like it, T. I really don't. So hopefully they move quickly, man, and get this deal done, man. So all this can just go away because this is just an absolute mess and it's embarrassing as a franchise.
Right.
But we're gonna transition, man, and talk about another trade request. Terry McLaurin, man, requests a trade from the Commanders. What you think about that?
I think this one is interesting too. For Terry McLaurin, it doesn't really make sense though because they're not going to trade you to a better team. They're not going to trade you to a better team just because it doesn't make sense for them to trade you to a better team. Like McLaurin is right at that age where he's a veteran and he knows better, but not at the age to where it's like, bro, you haven't had a good contract. He's had a good contract already. And it's like, bro, you got Jaden McDaniels. He took y'all to the NFC Championship last year. I'm not saying he's going to do that again, but it's like he's shown you he can get a deep playoff run going. He can make it out the wild card into the division or the conference of the game. Like, why do you want to leave that? Like, he's shown you he can be one of the top 10 QBs in the league in his first season. So why would you go to a quarterback that's definitely going to give you less? The problem isn't your offense; it's the defense for sure. So just stay the course. Um, you got Debo to help you out. Maybe that may have something to do with it too. But it's like we'll just have to see how that works. I don't really like the trade request for McLaurin. Uh, I think they just want to see how he works with Debo Samuel because, at the end of the day, it's not far fetched to think like, oh, y'all could be 1A and 1B. They have potential to be a top 5 wide receiver doing the league if both of them healthy. So, like, bro, just stick it out, man. Like, just
Yeah.
stick it out. You're a good
I look
receiver,
at
but
it.
you're not a great receiver yet. And you're not a great receiver yet.
I look at it like this. I mean, I think he's on the same thing as Micah is, as far as like they trying to speed up these contract talks or their extension or whatever. He's not gonna get Jamar Chase money. He's not gonna get CD money.
No.
Now, could he crack that $30 million a year range? Yes. I mean, I think Terry McLaurin is a great football player. He's a playmaker. I do think he matters to that offense, but you're not getting more than CD or Jettas, Jamar Chase. He's not getting that. Um, I do think he's well deserving of a payday. I do think that he wants to be in Washington. I mean, why wouldn't he want to be in Washington? Like you just said, why would you want to leave something like that? You got one of the best young quarterbacks we've seen in a while. You know, what took you to the NFC Championship game. Nobody had Washington going to the NFC Championship game. I do
Not
think he
even
wants to
Washington making the playoffs, bro.
that part. You know, I don't see him wanting to leave that fold. I really do think it's more of like it's a bit at the end of things, it's always business first. So you want to get that taken care of. But I don't really like none of this trade request thing because it just looks so bad. Like for the team, for the teams and the player. Because it make it look way more horrible than what it is. Do I think he really could leave? I mean, I think both of them could leave. Him and Micah could leave, right? But at some point, you have to come to consideration, like they still. I don't know if Terry. I think Terry still has like a year or something on his deal. Micah has another year on his deal. So, like technically, I mean, if you're doing business right, teams are not going to just trade their player with a year left or nothing like that. Because you think about it, if you try to trade somebody, they should have did it before the draft so they can get like those top draft picks or whatever. Now you're waiting to see, who's gonna have those top draft picks. You don't know who to trade them to. You trade them to somebody like Philly, you're not gonna get no top draft picks. What you gonna trade Micah for pick 32? You know, you're not gonna command like the top talent in the draft. So with Terry McLaurin, man, I like Terry. I think Terry's a dog. Um, I think he's gonna get paid. I think he's gonna get paid before Micah. I think Washington they're gonna move a little bit faster than Dallas. I don't like none of this stuff, man. Like the trade request, none of that. Is very very ugly. But I do think Terry's gonna get paid. I think he's gonna get paid the next week. Just so
Who
that could just go away.
now if Micah or Terry did get traded, who do you think they would go to?
Oh man. Um, Speak with Micah. I don't think him wanting to get paid. I think for them to agree to something for him, he would go to a more lower achieving team. So you got the people like Jacksonville. Um, Cleveland doesn't need a pass rusher. It all depends because they're not. Just knowing them, they're not going to send him somewhere for him to be successful, right? For him to go win a Super Bowl. If they're going to send him somewhere, he's going to get paid. If that's the case, but they're not going to send. They're definitely not going to send him nowhere in the division. They're not going to agree to nothing like that. Just so they can see him twice a year. They're
Right.
not doing that. I would say maybe if I had to choose, I'd say maybe like a Jacksonville, maybe Houston. Houston would be a good look for him. Um, I don't know, man. It's kind of hard. With Terry, I could see maybe like a Buffalo. I could definitely see him going to like the AFC, AFC and maybe Kansas City, I think he'll fit in like those teams real good like that. But it's hard to see these players without their respective teams. So it's kind of hard to kind of say. What do you see?
I can see for Terry, you're right on the money. I think if he goes to where it's going to be in the AFC East, I can see him going to Buffalo. I can see him going to Miami for like Jaden Waddle or somebody, or if things get real drastic, Tyreek. Like it's possible. I can see him going to New England. They got a lot of cap space. Hell, I can even see him going to New York, to the Jets. Like I think he's going somewhere up in that region, and geographically it makes sense for him. Like Washington D.C. from all of these cities are not far in comparison to the rest of the league, so he don't really got to uproot all his life. I think that makes the most sense. Uh, then for Micah, man, I think I would love to see him with somewhere like the Chargers. I think the Chargers would be very ideal, and I may be biased because I just watched them play early this week, but they could really use that pass rusher. And then somewhere else where I think it's like kind of low key, but he can still make a stand is like Seattle. They got a lot of cap room and cap space, so we'll just have to see
Well,
how that happens.
I
So
don't think he'll want to go to Seattle because that's where D-Law went to. And him and D-Law they had kind of like hashed it out this year about something about him leaving. Now, I don't think that he would want to go there. I
yeah,
could see Terry in maybe like Indianapolis, somewhere like the Colts. I mean, it's a lot of teams, but it's really kind of hard because I haven't really thought about like the actual trade destinations for either one of these players. Because I really, down in my heart, don't think they're going to leave their respective teams. But
yeah,
it is something to talk about, for sure. You know, Micah could go somewhere like Atlanta too. You know,
yeah. Because
that, that
it's got to be a point like who's going to pay him. Because
yeah,
once he gets traded, if you trade him, and this is double backs on your point, if you trade him and don't pay him, what are you doing? Like you're gonna have to trade him and pay him at least 25 million a year, bro.
yeah, yeah. He's gonna get that, man. But when you look at trade destinations, you have to think who's going to pay him, and you have to kind of look at the place too, the destination. Does it fit that person? I don't really think Michael wanted to go somewhere where it's like super cold or nothing like. Because he used to playing in Dallas, so
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It's really a lot to think about. But these next couple weeks are going to be very interesting for both of these players. Um, if I had to choose the outcome, I would say Terry gets paid, Michael gets franchise tag.
yeah.
I
That
mean,
franchise tag makes a lot of sense for Micah.
I mean, if I don't have the most all the faith in the Cowboys front office to pay him this year, which they should, but I don't see it. Especially because Michael has a year left on his deal. I could definitely see a franchise tag.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
hey, that's why we're here to talk about stuff like this. So we'll see what happens, y'all. But we did get some action this week. Some football action, a little taste of it. The Chargers defeat the Lions 34-7 in a Hall of Fame game. I mean, it's not the prettiest game. Of course, you're not gonna see all the big stars in there, but we got to see some good young players actually get some burn and some time. I watched Amarion Hampton. He looked pretty decent out there. Hey man, they had Trey Lance out there. Trey Lance looked pretty good out there.
Trey Lance,
Um,
like he looked for a paycheck. He was playing like it
yeah,
was real center field. You know what I'm saying? Like it was week one. He looked nice out there.
yeah. Trey Lance looked good out there, man. I'm not gonna lie. But it was good to actually see some real football action. We haven't seen that in the past about 6 months. So it was
Yeah.
good to kind of see that, all football fans. I know a lot of people were watching, even though it's not really nothing, to see. You don't really got no stars in the game. But you kind of got to see like, those young players on those teams, like, like, okay, this guy could probably be a guy. Um, what do you think? What's your take on this game? What did you see?
I just like the atmosphere, man. The atmosphere was good. At least sitting down and watching it. The game got out of whack quickly. Uh, 34-7. Los Angeles. But all in all, man, it was just good to have football back, man. Just good to have it back. The Chargers, they looked like they were going for it on fourth down a lot. I don't know if they were doing that just because it was a Hall of Fame preseason game. But if that's something that translates to the regular season, hey, it might be some it might be something interesting because I kind of that's one thing I really like when teams go forward a lot on fourth down. It just makes the game better. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But either way, you gotta respect it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I didn't actually watch it because I wasn't around, but I watched the highlights of it. But it was nice to see. It's all for a good cause, man, because you got those guys that's going in the Hall of Fame too. So it's always that good ceremony going on as well, and the game is being played. But I mean, when you look at Detroit, man, they don't really have like too much depth. I mean, you they got who they had? They had Kyle Allen and what's the guy from Tennessee that played at Tennessee?
Hooker.
Yeah, Hooker. Yeah, I seen him. I mean, they didn't really display much. I mean, if you ask me, when you're looking at a game like this, I mean, you got bad quarterback play. They turning the balls over and stuff like that. This is right here. This is what you call maybe a TV turner. Switching on to something that's like, man, I can't watch this. But it was just good that that football is back, and it's a lot more preseason games coming on. I think it's some more games gonna be played. Is it today? Is some games being played today, or I think Thursday? I
Thursday,
think
yeah.
Baltimore has a game. Baltimore and Indianapolis. But how do you feel about teams playing their stars in preseason games?
Um, Man, you can get them some burn, get them some in-game action. Don't keep them out there for long though. Like just get the adrenaline pumping a little bit. Uh, One thing I also think is that was something to note or watch for is the offensive coordinator situation. We know Ben Johnson, he took another role for the Lions and he was widely considered the best offensive coordinator in the league. You got to see how that offense looks now with the new guy. I can't remember his name on top, but if he's not close to where Ben Johnson was, the Lions might regress this season because their team is relatively the same. They didn't really add any big pieces of free agency or in the draft, so I have to see how that works. They might be
Yeah,
the NFC North is competitive. They might mess around and be the
yeah. I
maybe
do
the
think
first
that the
team
Lions.
in the North to the third team in the North.
Yeah, I think the Lions definitely had the talent, but this year is going to tell a lot for them. Was it Ben Johnson set them up? His scheme, was it them? Was it that was making them look so good? I mean, of course they got hella talent. They got a duo back there in the backfield. They got Amon St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Jared Goff at the helm. I mean, it's a great setup, but it's gonna tell a lot though if that offensive coordinator can he come in and not necessarily you don't want to mirror what somebody else is doing, but making sure those players, those playmakers are put in those situations to be successful. I mean, you got to know how to utilize those people. You don't have to, do the same thing. You don't got to be Ben Johnson, but you got to set your players up to be successful in your scheme. So, I'm really intrigued to see what Detroit looks like this year. But how I feel about players player in the preseason, I feel like every team should at least um have their starters play at least one game, maybe like that very very last one right before the first game for week one. I feel like they should play at least like maybe a quarter or maybe like two possessions, because one thing about it, you can be in all kinds of shape or whatever, but it's being in shape and it's football shape. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Feeling that feeling that feeling being knocked down, that guy pushing that force on you, or if you're that quarterback, feeling that those guys coming up on you, bringing that pressure, or you that wide receiver, that DB putting hands on you, or he really, put some lead on you, knock you on the ground, that stuff. You got to get that feeling as well. So I feel like that's a big part. I mean, if you ask me, but hey, some people don't think like that. Some people are being, extra precautious. So I understand that. But if you ask me, if I was like the coach of a team, my starters would definitely play maybe a possession or two, or maybe the whole quarter, that whole first quarter.
Yeah, and I think it gives the fans a little more insight into like what to expect, you know.
Yeah.
Or
Because
just I think at minimum they should run like, all right, we're gonna yeah, the guys are gonna play for a half, but we're gonna play a bunch of trick plays. We're gonna just do some random stuff we want to work.
yeah,
Just some stuff that you can throw in. If you see the play come up week 4 in the third quarter, you be like, oh, I remember seeing this in the last week of the preseason. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And I feel like that's like now that you say that, that's a good time to kind of see like where you at, especially like for a team like Detroit with a new offense coordinator, or a team like Dallas with a new head coach and a new offensive coordinator. Kind of see like where y'all are at, what works, what looks good, what doesn't work. To kind of get like maybe a rough draft of like what we're doing. Get some real competition, because when you go into week 1, it's the real thing. So all that preparation, all that time, you got to make it count. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely for the players playing in the preseason, but you know, we ain't coach NFL coaches, not just yet. But yeah, man. All right. It was a great thing to watch though. Shannon Sharpe and Sterling Sharpe, man, became the first brothers to be inducted to the Pro Hall of Fame. What you think about that, man?
Shout out to them. That's a legendary accomplishment, legendary achievement, especially for someone who you grew up watching from both Shannon's perspective and Sterling's perspective. Shannon grew up watching Sterling, the big brother. Sterling grew up watching Shannon as learned from him as the little brother. So this is great to see, man. I think their time uh, up there, it was very, because I watched their speech, watched their interview, man. It was heartwarming to say the least. And then with the whole jacket thing, like Sterling basically gave Shannon his gold jacket, was like, you deserve this, or you think more of it than I do. That showed a lot of grace by the big brother. Shows like even though like I got one, you got one, I still want you to have mine. Like, because I know you work twice as hard as mine. You get what I'm saying? Like how
Yeah.
he structured. It was cool though.
Yeah, I'm a huge. People that know me, I'm a huge Shannon Sharpe fan. Um, I heard them talk about their upbringing. What they went through together. He looks to Sterling as a father figure. Because he didn't have one. It's very, 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 very their meaning of how they played the game and their upbringing is very deep. And it's understanding. Shannon looks up to Sterling, you know, but Sterling knows that Shannon is a mirror of him, how they carry themselves, how they, their whole upbringing is just, they look at that like their motivation of like how they got here, what they're doing now. And it's very, 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 very great to see something like that. They're the first brothers, but I don't think they'll be the only brothers, because you got TJ, got JJ
Yep.
out there, Peyton and Eli. But to be the first, man, and they're black, man, that's great, man. That's definitely phenomenal. But
For
I
sure.
don't think they'll be the only brothers though.
Nah,
Yeah, you got yeah, is Peyton already in the Hall of Fame?
I'm not sure. I feel
I
like
don't think he
Eli.
is. I don't think he is.
I feel like him and Eli will both be in there. I'm not sure if they're in there yet though.
Yeah, but JJ and TJ, they definitely going for sure.
Yeah.
JJ and TJ. I'm trying to think, is it any more? Oh, what
I
about
think that I think
The Barber brothers?
no, hell no. I'm thinking
One of them is
just,
in there though. I think is it which one is in there? Is it Tiki or Rondé in there?
I think it's Tiki. I
Yeah,
mean Rondé.
yeah, I think the one that played for
I think
Tampa Bay.
the Edward brothers have a chance too. The linebackers, they just early in their career.
Who is that?
The Edwards brother, they the linebackers. They just came in though, probably like
You talking
maybe
about
like
TJ?
Nah, I can't remember their names. They, I think,
Oh, you talking about Tremaine? Tremaine and
yeah.
Tremaine and dang, it's another one that played. He played, I think he played like DB or something like that. I know exactly
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
I think they got a chance with their
Oh,
team.
and you gotta look at we're forgetting about Joey and Nick Bosa.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's great for them to be the first ones, but down to, I say the next what 10, 15 years, we're gonna get another set of brothers. But they can say, hey, we was first, you know.
Right.
So but yeah, that's great, man. But now, man, we're gonna talk about a topic that's not so great. Shannon, man, Shannon was fired from ESPN. We all knew about his legal problems earlier this year. I feel like this was expected. This is something I expected with ESPN. Just him being away from so long, him stepping away. I felt they was gonna part ways with him. But I feel like he's gonna be fine, man. He's got the Club Shay Shay thing, nightcap, all that. He's gonna be fine, but he's gonna be missing out on that $6 million though. That $6.5 million. He gonna miss that. But what you think about him being let go for ESPN?
Boy, when you got this money, you got to figure out the right woman for you. They're leading everybody else's alone, bro. Because it's just shit. He just lost out. I thought when the stuff first happened, I remember they announced he was going to be out for the summer. They was taking a break. I thought at that time I said, oh, they'll clear the stuff, everything will be good, and then they'll resume. And then when the stuff got cleared, just in the middle of July, after they settled, I said, okay, everything good. And then they came out 2 weeks later and said they fired him. I said, dang, that's crazy. Like I thought they was gonna bring him back probably about uh a little bit after the Hall of Fame ceremony or
I thought I thought he would have been back around like this around this time, like right before football season started.
yeah. So it's a little strange, but I guess like the politics of the situation, man. Because just so much came out about the girl being young, like Shannon, what 50 something, and that girl was damn near young enough to be his granddaughter. Like, cause they won't go off for that. And then probably from an expense perspective too, he was getting paid like they can put that 6 million in 2, 3 other castmates.
Yeah. And you gotta look at it. ESPN, they I think ain't they owned by Disney or something like that? Man, them people not going for that. They
Yeah.
not playing like they're not playing about that, man. They like, oh no. But
No, that girl closer
um
to Disney age than damn anything. Shit.
yeah. But I'm a big fan of Shannon, like I said. Um I just feel like he gonna be all right, man. You know. But when you think about it, he done been with all the big sports companies. He started out with CBS, then he went to Fox, and he was on Undisputed for a while, and then him and Skip Bayless couldn't get along, so he stepped away from there. Fast forward, he go to ESPN, and I only think he wasn't even there for a whole year. I don't think.
I don't think
I
so
don't
either.
think because he might have been there for about almost a year. He wasn't there
I
for
think
long
he's,
though.
I think he started around this time last year.
Yeah, but I was like, damn, you know. But I mean, it was expected though. After a while, he stepped away for so long. I felt like after that they settled the lawsuit or whatever. I was thinking maybe he was going to announce that he was coming back, but it wasn't a surprise on them firing him. Them people ain't playing that man over there. Man, that's Disney, man.
Hell no. What they say? Disney and Warner Brothers? Hell no.
Nah, boy. And the girl was, one of them, one of them. Nah,
And,
absolutely not.
and however much she got paid, like, the original suit was for 50 million, but they say the settlement was closer to 23. She posted, she's after that settlement, she said, I retired from OnlyFans. Like, damn, how much money you get to retire from OnlyFans? Shit.
Damn, man. And I people just they'll sue you for any damn thing. I just seen something the other day where Shannon got hit with something else. Where they're trying to hit him with something else. Because him and Ocho was talking on Nightcap. And it was like the girl was at the Usher concert and she was like married or something. And she like let Usher put a finger in her mouth and they was talking about it. And now she's trying to hit them with, what is it, defamation or some shit like that. Like they trying to hit him. She trying to hit them with a lawsuit. Like, man, come on, man. You know you won't post if you married. You know you're supposed to be up there letting no man put no damn finger in your mouth. Like, what's going like what you mean? Like, I don't know. It's their job to talk about stuff like that. Just like me and you. Hey, to what you gonna sue me and T-Bone too? You ain't getting nothing from us.
I got you.
But man, I really do. I feel like Shannon and his team, I know those people that's close around, and they gotta, get a little closer to him, man. And, let them know everything's gonna be all right, man. Because right now it's kind of like a tough time, with all this going on. But I feel like everything's gonna be okay, though, man. Honestly.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. All right, people, we got something special, very, very special to announce, man. Very, very special. So y'all know we got Gloves and Glory coming up on August the 16th, man. We're gonna announce that we're doing another giveaway, Gloves and Glory ticket giveaway. So these are the instructions for everybody to follow. We're gonna be first. I'm gonna say what we're gonna be giving away. T-Bone's gonna give away 2 tickets on behalf of We Promotions. So we're giving away 4 tickets, right?
4 tickets to 2 sets of people.
All right, so it's going to be 2 winners. So one winner will get 2 tickets, and they're going to get a We Do Once podcast shirt and a We Promotion shirt. The other winner's going to get the same. So it's going to be 2 different winners. Okay. All right. So the instructions are to follow the media pages on Instagram. That's We Do Once pod _ We Promotions _ like and share this post right here and tag a friend in the comments. That's real simple, y'all. All right. So I don't want y'all to get confused this time because I know how the jersey thing was. People was kind of like, very confused, and people was hitting me up like, am I good? This and that. It's real simple. Y'all make sure y'all get in because we want to, make sure we get a very, very special supporter, get this stuff and to be at the boxing event. So y'all make sure y'all go and do this, man. Follow these instructions, man. August the 16th, man. It's gonna be great. I'm very, very excited. T-Bone, you got anything? Did I leave anything out?
Man, y'all, into the raffle, into the giveaway, support our platforms. We want to do giveaways like this for the fan often. I do host 3 to 6, plan to host 3 to 6 events every year. So it's like you'll always have an opportunity to get a free couple free sets of tickets to an event. So just can enter. If you just want to support and you might not even be able to make it, still enter. And then, you give away to somebody else as a gift. Somebody appreciate it. It's a boxing event,
Yeah. And I just feel like this event right here is gonna be great, man. You don't want to miss it. Even if you don't win the giveaway, you still can go buy them tickets, man. Still can go buy them tickets. Don't let that shy you away. But that's the giveaway, y'all. We got a lot more coming. Football season's coming around. It's gonna be a very, very busy season. So y'all just sit tight. We're gonna have a lot planned for y'all. All right. This is gonna wrap up our episode of We the Ones podcast. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Please, ma'am, please, sir, hit that subscribe button, like button, and leave us a comment. We appreciate all the love and support. T-Bone, you got any final thoughts?
More information on the event as far as the fight matchups coming soon. August 16th, Greenville Convention Center, Greenville, North Carolina, man. So just get ready, be ready, get your tickets. Ring size, they running low. So it's gonna be a time, man. Y'all come on out.
Yeah, man. Y'all come on out, man. We're gonna be there, man. But we'll see y'all next week. Yes, sir. All right, we gone.